is Tomeka Holyfield, owner, producer, and executive producer of All-Star Gospel Celebration during NBA All-Star Weekend. And guess what? You are tuned in according to Portia.
Hello, my name is Portia Monique, and welcome to a powerful conversation with Tomeka Holyfield, visionary leader, executive producer, and the force behind the All-Star Gospel Celebration. For 18 years, she's bridged faith, sports, and entertainment, creating a transformative experience for all to share. She also inspires and uplifts everyone that comes into her purview. Let's dive into her incredible journey. Welcome to the show, Miss Holyfield.
Thank you. Applauding you, Miss Portia. Thank you for having us. We are so humbled and so grateful and excited to be here.
Absolutely. So we were simply talking backstage, and you have a very impressive resume. And for 18 years, your Black-owned woman production company has thrived during NBA All-Star Weekend. It's an event historically centered on men's sports, of course, but what has been your recipe for success for this All-Star celebration?
One, I tell people, do what you love and do what you think your calling is, because when adversity hits, it's going to be your love of what you do that sustains you. And I have learned that in life, and we know now more than ever, we live in a male-dominated world, now more than ever with the temperature. But 18 years ago, just imagine a Black woman wanting to produce an event during a white-dominated sports. Now people go, wait, Tomeka, wait, I see all Black guys on the court. That's just on the court. The foundational and the backdrop are all white men, so I had to learn how to maneuver my way through. And do you remember the Survivor, when you would watch Survivor?
Yes.
They would be out, and it was always the person that stayed right below the radar, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then when it was time for the win or the slam dunk or the championship, they would come through. That's how I've maneuvered myself.
I love it. Now let's talk about faith on the big stage. So the All-Star Gospel Celebration gives athletes a unique platform to openly express their faith in Jesus Christ and the Lord. How have you seen this public display of faith inspire not just the players, but also fans and the broader community?
Well, faith, especially the African-American community, faith is so important. But when you think about it, only 450 players make it to the NBA every year. Imagine the type of faith you have to have, that out of this big world, 450 people are going to be called to this platform, right? And 15 per team. If these guys don't live on faith, I don't know what they do. So what it has done, it is teaching people that no matter what your dreams are, you have to have a tenacity. And that's what this platform has done. It's allowed us to see these guys past the championship, past the slam dunk, and it's allowed us to understand how they survive insurmountable circumstances. It takes faith to come from a single home, faith to go to camps that your mom can't afford, faith to think that you're going to be one of 450. Imagine if we really put them on a platform more than one time a year like I do, imagine how they would inspire us. We're not in industries where it's only can be 450 people. So these guys display faith that trickles down, and to tell the average person, you can be, you just have to want it so bad and give it your all.
Now, I want to talk about faith as a catalyst for change as well, right? So the All-Star Gospel Celebration also serves as a powerful reminder of the role that faith plays in overcoming adversity. Can you share how the event serves as a reminder of the power of faith in overcoming challenges?
Well, it's interesting because myself, I would say myself and Melanie Few, who does Super Bowl gospel, we're in a league all by ourselves. We're trying to provide a Christian platform during a secular event. A lot of times partners don't want to come on, or sponsors want you to change the name, take gospel out. And this is where resilience come in. Are you going to stay and stick to what you say? And what we have done, this platform has motivated people that despite the odds against us, that we still make the slam dunk every year. I remember year 2 was a horrible, I had a defeat. And I remember just falling to the ground going, oh my God. And he reminded me, Tomeka, if this was easy, it would have already been done. And so what the platform has done, it has motivated people that no matter what you go through and the obstacles, you have to learn to repivot, to rebrand yourself, to come up with something different. I like to tell people we have to knock in the back door. Sometimes I'm on the ceiling, whatever I have to do to get partners to come on and buy into this. So what this platform has done is to motivate people that no matter what the obstacle, you have to think of a solution. This is a solution-oriented platform. And so we say, bring it on, because we're going to win. I win or I learn. I never lose. We
I
win
win
or
or
we
we
learn.
learn, we never lose.
Never lose.
Sage advice, very sage advice.
Yeah.
Now, in the same vein of partnerships, this year you partnered with Live Free. Is it Live Free or Live Free?
Live Free USA.
Live Free USA to address gun violence and promote healing. Speak to the importance of partnerships and what drew you to this collaboration.
We're year 18, so we've gotten more partnerships than before, but this year was different in San Francisco. I was so honored to partner with an organization that we have to put this in perspective. 47,000 people lose their lives every year. 327 people are shot every day, right? So by the end of day today, 327 people will be shot. 117 of those will die, and most of them are in our community. So to partner with Live Free and Pastor Mike was a no-brainer, because what we want to do is when we go into cities, whether it's a local partner or a national partner, we want to team up and highlight this, because the heroes are off the court, right? And so that's why we like to have these partnerships where it's a win-win. That if we can put the message out there and share what Live Free USA is doing, and it can be a domino effect. Imagine how these numbers can turn. Imagine us putting a face on the names of the people who are being shot and killed. This could be somebody, your daughter, your son, your cousin, your mother. And so I love teaming up with organizations like this who are rolling up their sleeves, and we're not saying all heroes don't wear super caps. All heroes don't have 3-time NBA All-Star championships. We have everyday heroes that are walking around every day, changing the trajectory of people's lives. And so that's why we partnered with Live Free USA.
Yeah. And speaking of heroes, you guys also recognize unsung heroes and recognizing those who tirelessly work behind the scenes. Why is it essential to spotlight these unsung heroes, and how does ASGC uplift the often overlooked change makers in our communities?
I'm glad, Jax. That's a great question. So we get them in because we're honoring the NBA players, right? The chaplains, the wives, we have the Grammy artists. And then once we get in, we then introduce you to these hometown heroes who are just doing incredible things. And so what we like to do is highlight in each city what someone is doing, because when we leave, NBA leaves. What is the lasting impression for the host city? How do we team up and it's a win? And so we started this years ago. Before people start honoring everybody, I have always said, let the least among you serve. I'm a servant leader. And so it was not a no-brainer to honor people who you don't see. People who are on the front line, they're making it happen. We honored Learn Up. Did you know that 67% of African Americans have a problem in how they're learning? I didn't even know that until I found out. I was on courtside, right? With someone who was a seasoned courtside ticket holder when we were in San Francisco. When I walked off the court, he stopped me and said, "Here's my card, and this is what I do." When I went back to the hotel and researched that he was doing all this to help people learn, to help them read. When you teach somebody how to read, you teach them how to fish, and you're not giving them a fish dinner. And they are able to then go out there into society. See, it's about us all working together to help each other. We all want to win. We all want to be prosperous. And so that's the key, is to honor these unsung heroes, hometown heroes, to let you know they're the real MVPs.
They're the real MVP.
Yes.
Close to them. Now, you guys also support philanthropy, right? So this event proceeds support domestic violence survivors, underprivileged children, and critical health initiatives like Be the Match, right? What drives your commitment to social impact, and how do you ensure that these efforts create lasting change?
I've always been for the underdog. I've always been a change agent. I've always been a warrior. I've always had the microphone. When I was in college, I started a foundation, the Helping Hands Foundation. I have always been for the underdog, right? The one who felt that they couldn't speak or talk or couldn't stand up for themselves. And then my little brother was diagnosed with sickle cell. And seeing, my mom had my little brother when I was going to college. So I was a freshman in college when she was telling me she was pregnant. I was like, wait,
Okay.
like, what are you doing? Right. So when I attached myself to my little brother, he became like my child. And then we were forced with a lot of Americans. He has this disease. And then we were blessed with him having a bone marrow transplant, right? And I knew once God healed him that I would spend the rest of my life helping people who didn't have my platform or my voice. And so that's what we do. I've always had a king for domestic violence because I believe a lot of women are situations because they don't have a way out. And if I can help them get out, because when you help a woman, you help a whole tribe, a whole world.
You said that. When you help a woman, you help the whole world. So
everybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of women in the spotlight, you celebrated 18 years of success, right? So you are also about to showcase the strength and creativity of women. So congratulations. But ASGC stands as a testament to Black female leadership in an industry where women, especially Black women, remain underrepresented. What message do you hope to send the next generation of women looking to break barriers in entertainment, sports, and or faith-based productions?
It's kind of the same. Enjoy what you do. Find what you love. And find it not based on bells and whistles or spotlights. Find it based on your heart, right? Once you find what you love based on your heart, then you figure out, how do I make myself a necessity? How do I make myself an asset instead of a liability? And so I don't care what industry you're in, when you find what you love and make you become the asset. When you become the asset, then you have confidence in who you are and your platform that you're building. Once you know that you are the asset and not the liability, once you know that you have confidence in your craft and what you're doing, then you go and you kick the door down by storm. But that foundation is so important because it doesn't matter what industry you're in. If you go in there confident with your head high, woman who, Black woman who, male industry what? You have this confidence that's so in you because you know you're in your calling and you believe in what you're doing. And I would say, make that your center. Don't go searching what looks good or what looks like it's making the most money or what's the most popular. What is in your heart? What would you do if money wasn't an object, but you still wanted to do it? What would you do if talent wasn't an object and you still wanted to do it? What would you do if you just felt you was the least qualified, but you still have a heart? There lies your goal. That's your goal mine.
I love it. And you spoke a word. I know you were speaking directly to me, but I know that you were speaking directly to so many women out there who needed to hear what you just said. Yes. So thank you so much for sharing that. Now, after nearly 2 decades of producing ASGC during All-Star Weekend, you're now creating a platform to honor women, right? So, I love it. What inspired this expansion, and how do you plan to elevate female athletes and leaders through this new initiative? But first, tell us what it is.
Well, every time you have a woman do anything, we take it to the next level. And I said, Tomeka, you're going on year 18. What are you doing? You've been honoring the guys, but you got to come back and honor you. Now, in April, I think 1996, the world said, hold up. We got to let women come on in this game. And we know when women get in the game, we elevate it. And so we're so excited. We're kicking off WNBA All-Star Weekend in Indy. It will be our first year. After 18 years with the NBA, we are going to the WNBA. And when you thought we did something year 18, imagine how we're kicking it and taking it to the next level. And we're going to start off where it originated. The Michael Jordan of WNBA, Miss Cheryl Swoops herself. And we're just going to have a incredible luncheon with all the NBA players, all these women who are women elevating women, coming together, celebrating one another, because that's what we do as women. And we're going to take it to the 10th power. If you thought we did something during NBA, I'm so excited about this. And we're going to tell their stories of how they're made it. Imagine a woman now going to the NBA saying, I want to be in the WNBA. Now, this is going to be some incredible stories. And I want you to hear the stories of how was it for a woman, some of them married, some of them have kids, to come into this world and say, look at me. And so we're calling it She's Got Next, because what?
She's Got Next. Okay, so when is this coming to fruition? Is it this year? Is it next year? Talk to us about when we can
July, so it's this year.
Okay.
WNBA is going back to Indiana.
Okay.
NBA was in Indiana in 2014 last year. So the city is
2024.
2024.
Right.
So now it's going to be 2025, July 17th, 2025. We're kicking it off. It's in 4 or 5 months. We're so excited. And it's going to be a whole bunch of bad women in one room telling their stories. And then the ones who are not telling their stories, we're going to uplift the ones who are telling their stories. Because when women get together and support each other, we break down walls, we break down chains, we bring in babies, we raise the babies, and then we create the babies. So imagine what we do in life. So I'm so excited about that. Sis, it's nothing like a woman. We are multitaskers. We are survivors. We can go in the kitchen, in a pantry, and get 2 cans and make a whole meal, a 7-course meal. That's what we are. We're 7-course meal makers. That's why it's no coincidence that I'm a woman bringing NBA for 18 years. Women are of steel. We are resilient. We take it. We go through divorce. We go through childbearing. We go through not being promoted. We can be 10 times better, but because we're a woman, but yet we still survive. We are survivors. And so that's the message during WNBA All-Star Weekend, is come and hear these incredible stories of women who survived, not only survived, they're thrived and they're champions, and we're winning at the game of life.
Yeah, we are survivors. We are all of the things. We are the nurturers. We are the creators. We make things happen. So definitely underscore all that you said. We are all of the things.
Yeah.
So,
so are you, sis. So are you.
Thank you. So in ramping this interview down, you are building your legacy beyond ASGC, right? So since founding your agency, the Help Agency, in 2006, you've created a powerhouse production company that spans Grammy Week, Oscar Week, multiple All-Star events, now the WNBA All-Star event, and more. So what's next on your horizon? Because we know that there's always something next, right? And how do you see your platform evolving over the years?
First, we're going to TV, of course, so that we can have more people watch. So that's one. And teaming up with more local and national organizations. I want everybody to win together, right? And if I can look back and say, we brought this organization to fruition, or we helped give a platform to this organization, partnerships, that's what's on my horizon, seminars, I've been doing motivational speaking for 30 years, even when we didn't even know it was motivational speaking. I want to speak into the life of people to tell you that I'm someone who is a recipient of a second chance. God gave me a second chance to do it again, a second chance to get it right, a second chance to start over. And if he can do that for me, he can do it for you. I am out here to tell you that you can. Favor is in the again. Send the email again. Call again. Put in the application again. Try again. And favor is in the again. The only difference between success and not success is one person tried it again and the other person didn't. And I'm here to tell you that the again really works.
So if y'all missed that, because you may have missed it, I just want to reiterate what she just said. Favor is in the again. Do it again. Try it again. Bounce back up again. Get back up again. Favor is in the again. And I'm getting chills because I know that to be true. And listen, you about to make me break out in song. Monique Walker, he's the God of a second chance. Use my microphone.
He is. We think it's over. No, sis, do it again. Oh my God, I'm going through my second divorce. Get up again. Oh, my son went what? Try again. Pray for him again. Give him another chance again. Oh, I can't stand it. They said they were going to do this for me and they didn't. Send another email again. We got to keep going. Favor is in the again. When you get a hold to that, it's the tenacity of a woman that's willing to put the boots on, Hold on to the straps and keep trying. And that's what I want to do for the rest of my life. That I'm living in my favor right now. I'm living in my answered prayers. I'm living in everything I prayed for, but it did not come at a price. It came at nights in the fetal position, but I got up again. Nights that 6 times my house went into foreclosure because I was putting all my money into this brand. But then I went and paid again on the steps. You understand what I'm saying? I don't care what you're going through. I don't care what industry you're in. If you can take hold to that is in the again, you're going to meet me on this side when you're living in your afterflow. And I want you to meet me over here because it's good. It's real good.
A whole word. Thank you so much for sharing that word. I will never forget that. Favor is in the again. I had to jot that down so that I can remind myself that you do it again. You get up again. You persevere. You push through. You send the email again. You ask again. That's where the favor comes from.
Yes.
Whew. This has been an extraordinary interview. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for pouring into our audience, for pouring into me. You are definitely a godsend. Now, before we get out of here, tell me, where can we follow you? Where can we find you? Watch your journey and all of those great things, social media, website.
Everything Red Carpet Mogul. So I was the first person to bring red carpet to the Christian community. So 18 years ago, I was named Red Carpet Mogul. You can find me everywhere, Red Carpet Mogul. On everywhere. Follow me on Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn. I'm always posting something to remind people that tomorrow is not promised, so make the best of today. And that depression is not going to change your situation, so smile. And you have 2 choices, to sink or swim. And I want you to swim.
I love it. I love it all. And that is a wrap on this interview. Very inspirational conversation with this powerhouse herself, Miss Tomeka Holyfield. From faith to philanthropy, leadership to legacy, she continues to break barriers and uplift communities. Stay tuned for what's next, because with Tomeka, the impact never stops. Thank you so much, Tomeka.
Thank you, sis. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.